All right, guys. Man, I got a special guest. Mikey, I don't think you've been on with us yet, right? On a Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Every week we run this session. So I think this is your first time, surprisingly, actually.
Yeah, excited to be here, bro. Appreciate the invite.
Let's go. Let's go. It was, man, there's a lot of amazing educators that we've been just having here as special guests throughout the last couple months. So, it was about time we got into really what you've been up to. And I think there's no better time, just considering like how crazy you guys are going with futures. And we'll dive into all of that here as well. But before we go into kind of the technicals and psychology, I think it's always important for people to kind of know like who are you? Like who are they talking to? Who is Mike Sotero? And so guys, I'll give you a brief intro kind of on who Mike is to me, and I think who he is to a lot of people. There's a lot of things that we have in common, but one of the things that really stand out to me the most about Mike isn't just his absolute obsession with Web3, but it's really who he is as a person, his character. And that's something that in the financial realm, I think is easily broken or influenced. And Mike is someone who I've seen him kind of do his thing since I want to say 2017, maybe 2018 for sure. Where I've just been like, oh, this guy is serious. He's kind of built a little bit different. And I know, like, I saw you came into this space already as an entrepreneur with that kind of mindset, and that's something that took me a long time to learn. And so, guys, you really have a treat today with someone who is just, I would say, the phrase how they say a jack of all trades is a master of none. But then that second half is often just cut off, which is, right, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes like better than 99% of people, basically. And I've seen you kind of like slowly but surely kind of add skills beyond entrepreneurship, whether it's day trading. First, I think it was more with foreign exchange, and then cryptos, and then NFTs, and just like kind of putting it all together while leading a huge movement inside and outside of your organization. So yeah, Mike, I don't know if you can kind of give us a little breakdown really of kind of like your small come up. Well, not small, but like it seems quick, but we know it's never really is, but it seems like it. But yeah, man, kind of what's the breakdown? Who's Mike Sotero?
Facts. Can you co-host me so we can put both screens next to each other?
I thought that's how we were. Oh, my bad, man.
No, it's okay. I see some people asking in the chat, but no, while you do that, I've been in the entrepreneurship space for 10 years. There we go. Perfect. You guys can see it good in the chat. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. I've been in trading for the past 6. And in 2013, I really made a decision. I was in high school. I was never going to work for somebody else. It was a simple decision. I was never going to get a job. I've been blessed. I've never have had one, and I never will have to, because I learned skill sets. It's a different story, and it may not be your story listening. I know we have a lot of guests on here. I personally have like 5 or 6 guests on here, but everybody's story is different. Everybody's story is unique. But I'm just somebody that didn't quit, right? If you've been through adversity, put a 5 in the chat box, right? You're going to go through adversity, and it's going to reveal who you are. But what I've learned is when you go through adversity, it's better to go through it with a community of people that will have your back, that will be there to help you. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about money. Money is an important thing. And when you go through adversity, money can't solve all the problems. Definitely not. But it can provide resources, and those resources can take less stress off your life. And the past 6 years, Mike, we've been in this company, we've been educating people. And now the mission is a lot bigger than us, but I'm just somebody that didn't quit, bro. That's it.
It's funny. It's funny because it's like, oh, is it really that simple? But I think when you're around the right environment and you have that kind of relentless mindset, It kind of is. Like, I would say like not quitting and then kind of reevaluation, of
Yeah.
kind of like what you're doing. Because there's one thing to just never quit, but then you're just doing all the wrong things, you're not changing. And so I kind of want to dive into that. What were some of the pivots that you've made um during your kind of trading and investing journey? What are some of those like moments where you're like, oh, okay, let me change things up a little bit, whether it's like the technicals or like the internal aspect.
Was both. Well, obviously, if you trade a certain way and keep losing money for 2 years, you realize you got to change your strategy. So it
Yeah.
was a little bit of that, right? And I definitely owe a lot to you and a lot of the educators inside of our company. And we'll get into some charts here in a second. But just really the psychology of what you're looking at in the markets, and also understanding that everything is orchestrated, everything is controlled, everything is manipulated, that these markets were designed to take from you and me and not to help us become rich and successful, but the habit of greed. And I was doing a call with one of the teams the other day, and I actually took some profits right before I got on that call. And I said on the call, I know this market's going to continue, but I have a goal and I hit my goal and I have to close the trade no matter what. And
Mhm.
the old Mike wouldn't have done that. He would have said, "Let's let it keep going," and then it
So
reverses.
the whole bag. I want the whole bag, all of the bags.
Yeah,
Um, so what does that look like for you? When it comes to taking profits from the market, do you have predetermined? So before you even get in, you kind of know where you're getting out. Do you kind
yeah,
of respond to what's going on in the environment?
yeah. I don't take a position without knowing the exit or when I'm going to reduce my risk. Depends. I've been trading. I've been trading futures pretty heavily the past 3 to 4 months. So, been messing around a lot with that. But yeah, if I take an entry, I know when I'm going to reduce some risk, especially trading crypto.
Mm,
I will reduce risk after a certain percentage,
yeah.
and I know what I'm willing to lose on every single trade. In the trading side of things, in the portfolio side of things, I've taken profits, obviously, but
You have
we're
more
in that
patience
accumulation
there.
mode. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. So you have more patience there and you understand like the macro.
Yeah, I'm playing 3 to 5 year game. People can take their, what they want off the table now. There's a time and place for taking profits.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right now. I think now is a pretty aggressive time to be creating income, putting in the right assets. I teach all the students on Go Live. We don't buy on what color days. If you know in the chat, feel free to answer it. But we don't buy on green days. We buy on days like today where there's 10, 20, 30% drops on some
Yeah.
of these altcoins.
Yeah,
And that's
100%.
exciting.
There's a couple of things that I kind of want to like go into that you mentioned. And I want you guys to really make sure you lock this in. He said, before I get into something, he already has a plan, whether it's how he's getting out or how he's scaling back. And I think in our experience, we just know how much emotions can influence just the
Yeah.
moment. Like, especially when you're up, either way, when you're up and you didn't have a plan before you were up, now there's this euphoria. Now there's this cloud of sunshine and rainbows, and you're like, oh, we're good. This has got to go up forever. But the other way around as well, when you don't have exit strategy and things are not
Yeah.
going the way you want to, then it's like either you pull out earlier than you had planned because it just went south faster than maybe you expected, or it's going bad fast
Yeah.
and you're like, it's got to come back. But going into that, I know you dabble between day trading cryptos and also building a portfolio. And what's the different mindset there? Like, how do you kind of distinguish your plan? Because there's people here who are trading cryptos, people who aren't really, who are from the outside looking in, but obviously if you're on this, then you want to know something about cryptos. So what's the difference? Like, who should you be if you want to day trade, and who should you kind of be if you're looking for a portfolio plays?
Yeah, for sure. Can you make me co-host or host?
I got you,
I'm
bro.
gonna map this out on here. So inside of thank you, bro. Inside of our platform, we break down leverage trading and exchange trading, right, with BCX and crypto. So leverage trading is more day to day. Now, some people say, well, how long is the trade going to take? I don't know. Okay, it could take a couple seconds, it could take a couple minutes, it could take a couple days, right? But if I take an entry, I'm looking for an exit. With leverage trading, here's the thing: you have to have a goal for what you want to make, and you also have to have a rule to stop trading when you lose a certain percentage. So just an example, these aren't my numbers, but let's say my goal is 5% a week. Okay. I hit 5% on Monday. We don't trade anymore this week. But what a lot of people do is they treat this as a casino, and they go back on Monday, or they go back on Tuesday, and then they give 3% back, and then they give 2% back on Wednesday, and then Thursday they lose 3%, and then now they're done. Okay. So leverage trading, it requires discipline. It requires you to have a goal of when you make a certain percentage to stop. And if you can't do 3% in a week, you can't do 25. So stop trying to go for 25% a week. You're just going to blow your trading account.
Right.
Okay. And then exchange trading, or portfolio, right? Put a 1 in the chat box if you have a crypto portfolio or a stock portfolio. Right. This is more long term. And Michael Saylor, he's a Bitcoin billionaire, or his company is, at least. He says you're not an investor unless you're willing to hold something for 4 years minimum. And to be honest, my real positions in crypto, I haven't even held for 2.5, 3 years. And this next year and a half could get really interesting really quickly here. So, and this is I would say this is less stress if you're if you're buying, good projects. And with Swipe Coin, we're not calling out the meme coins, and there's nothing wrong with them. Make some money on it and then get it into the real projects.
You got to know what game you're playing, for sure.
Yeah, got to have a plan. And so this is kind of how I would break it down. What's cool about our company and our education is we give you access to both, right? Mike's an educator for currencies, for forex. I teach crypto. We have a lot of amazing educators. And this is dope because leverage trading is amazing because you can get on our sessions. I know Mike teaches in the morning. I teach every day in the morning, and then a couple times during the afternoons during the week, where we're looking at the market. Yeah, bro, we're looking at the market. You're at 10 a.m., right?
I'm on right after you guys. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll show the schedule here in a second, but this is incredible leverage if you can be disciplined. And also, this is important as well, I'll add this here, is the ability to make or lose money when markets drop. And that's what people don't understand. Bitcoin goes down. For example, on Swipe Coin, we caught the Bitcoin sell. Shout out to Danny, one of our traders in Spain. He caught the sell at 29,600.
Yeah, you sniped that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this was a massive drop. I think I still have it on this chart. No, I don't. It's messed around here on the session. But the drop was up here. 29,600 was this box. And over the weekend, this dropped $2,000. So if you're a guest on this call, that's 2,000 pips. You give the pip, I'm going to call it a point. You give the point of value. So let's say JD took it at $1, Sashi took it at $5, Nicole took it at 25 cents, Brian took it at $3. Everybody's result is going to be different based on their account size. And that's what I love about trading. You grow your account to the right number, man, there's no limit to what you can make here.
Nah, that's just beautiful, man. That's just beautiful. Now, when it comes down to the difference between really day trading and portfolio, would you say there's certain type of personalities that would lean more to one or the other?
Yeah, exchange trading or portfolio building is for people that don't want to look at charts. They don't really want to, they just want to park some money, potentially make or lose money long term. Leverage trading is definitely for somebody that likes adrenaline, I would say, but it depends, because like my dad is a very calm person, but he started with small amounts of money and his result is pretty nice right now, but he was disciplined. So I like leverage I liked leverage trading because of the thrill, the rush, right? Back in the day. I don't like it for that anymore. I hit my goal for May last week on by Monday on our future setup on the phantom sell that we caught that went 1 to 5. So
talk that talk, Mike. Let's
I don't
go.
need to trade anymore this month. I have another account. I'll trade like 0.5% risks on the future setups that we're calling out. So
Mhm.
I'm not a hypocrite, you know. But other than that, that's leverage. The portfolio now, days like today, I'm gonna be honest. So Solana was at $20.
Yeah.
15, $20, I'm in there. I don't care where y'all do what you want, not financial advice. Uniswap under $5. I mean, come on. There's
Uh-huh.
some projects here on our, and I'm only going to show like one because I know how some of these guests have been coming back for weeks. You need to get started with us, but like Uniswap was doing more transactions than Visa and Mastercard. This is around $4 right now.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Run that back one more time. Uniswap is doing more transactions than Visa
So I
and
think even
Mastercard.
still, so let me just show them the Carfax here. You guys all know what Visa and Mastercard is. Put a 1 in the chat. You probably used your Visa 14 times today on Starbucks.
Only
And
11.
McDonald's. Just kidding. So Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. So a centralized exchange is Coinbase, it's Binance, it's any of these places that we don't leave our crypto. Okay. Decentralized exchanges, you have ownership of your crypto and you can use them to swap into other cryptos. So here, you can see here the Uniswap volume has done $2 billion today. And the transactions, I mean, it's massive, man. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. The transactions on a different site, but yeah, they're doing more than Visa and Mastercard.
That's insane to believe.
Welcome to crypto,
That's
ladies and gentlemen.
like I've been in the crypto space since 2016. I unfortunately was exposed to Bitcoin in 2012 and did nothing. I just didn't know what was going on. But the fact that Visa and Mastercard, like, I mean, what? Who? That's
Yep.
crazy. And okay, so I want to get into futures here in a second, but one more thing. So, what's the difference between price and value when it comes down to these cryptocurrencies? Like, obviously, there's a lot of plays here that we have, whether it's leverage trading, and we'll get to futures in a second, and then you
Yep.
have portfolio. But what's that? How do you keep that conviction with some of these plays when they're not where you want them to be in price? So how do you determine that, like, price versus value? And then after that, we'll get into futures, because I know that's something that a lot of people aren't familiar with. So I really do want us to kind of see what that looks like.
No, for sure. And just to piggyback on the Uniswap stuff, like, people lie, but results don't. November 8th, 2020, we called this out at $2. The price went to $44 the next year. So
Oh
how would I
my
have known?
God.
Yeah, yeah. How would I have known to buy this, or what would I have looked for? Well,
Gosh.
on Go Live, we actually have a class, me and Kurt, called Tokenomics 101. And one of the things that we look for is this thing called use case. And it's funny is Kurt's live right now on our channel.
Say what up to
Except
Kurt. I've been
he's
trying to
actually,
get him on here, but it's a constant battle with the live sessions. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna get him on soon.
yeah, no, I'm gonna text him after this. Let's watch. So this is Go Live. If you're a guest here today, this is the platform you're gonna get access to multiple educators. This is me and Kurt's channel. He runs this session by himself, and then you see the chat just going crazy. So this is a really good topic. You said value versus price. So let's just put this here. So when there's value in something, right, it doesn't matter what the price is. Sometimes people will say, well, I'm only going to buy cryptocurrencies that are less than a penny. And that has nothing to do with anything. Okay. The price of the coin is based on the supply and the circulating supply and all that stuff. But the value is, what's the utility, right? What's the use case? So there's projects, and I'll just show a couple here, right? I don't know if you saw, Mike, but XRP is building an office in Dubai. They're going to go overseas.
Yeah, I mean, that
Brad,
makes sense.
they got to get out the US. So that's interesting. But yeah, you have projects like Ethereum, right? Use case, NFTs. You have all these different upgrades to Ethereum. You have projects like Polygon. Okay. And we can kind of use Polygon as a segue into futures because that's what we're using that's the network we're using. But take a look at this. How many of y'all had some Starbucks today? Okay.
Yeah, I can order some.
Polygon. Hey, dude, look at this. Polygon. This is a cryptocurrency, has partnerships with, let this load. Come on. Come on. DraftKings, Starbucks. Here we go. So go to the site. Facebook. Okay. And this is a project that's going to help Ethereum. Oh, yeah. The NFL. Oh, yeah. Facebook. Oh,
I
yeah.
heard of
Reddit.
them.
Walt Disney. Yo, you heard of a company called Adidas?
Yeah. The one with the stripes.
Somebody said currently I'm in line for Starbucks. Starbucks has an NFT that you can buy. You can get the NFT and you can use it to pay for your coffee or something like that. I don't go, so I don't know, but it's something like that. Crazy.
So this is Polygon.
This is Polygon. This is the 10th biggest crypto. This is a project, and this is a blockchain. I'm going to pull up my MetaMask and pull up a Tesla wallet here real quick, where we can trade with fractions of the fees. And I'll actually give an example here. Let me open up this wallet real fast. Let's drag this back in here. So for example, let's say I'm using the Ethereum network, and I want to keep this simple. If you're a guest here tonight, really just understand the concept. So this is Ethereum. So let's say I wanted to move one Ethereum into stablecoin. If you're a guest, it's real simple. Which one is cheaper? So if I'm doing this on the Ethereum network, it's $63. Okay, cute.
It's kind of higher.
Well, what if, yeah, because the Pepe coin is freaking taking gas fees to another level. Watch what happens if I do a same transaction when it comes to like money, like $1,800 about on the Polygon network, 9 cents.
They basically pay you.
Yeah. Which one is better, Ethereum or Polygon when it comes to fees? Okay, Polygon, right? So this is a crypto. Curtis Cobain called out this project at 1 penny, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It went to $3. It's now back at 90 cents.
That's wild. And that's after it was almost at $1 not too long ago.
Yeah. It's down right now, and I think it would go a little bit lower, but these are projects that we're teaching you guys about on the Go Live sessions. Okay, so when you get access to the platform tonight, make sure you have access to DCX. The all-in package is the best way to get involved at this point. It is like a $10,000 package. You get it for $500. That's
right.
for only 1 month.
Yeah,
so
it's epic, dude.
No brainer.
Okay, so all right, obviously there's a lot of value, and I wanted to clarify value over price because I think this is one of those concepts that it takes people a long time if they ever really understand. And it's the same thing when we talk about gold, and it's the same thing with you as a person. Like, you might be reflected in your current net worth at a certain level, and that's what you would call your price, but that doesn't mean that's what you're worth. That's not your true value. And so sometimes our true value takes some time. It has to build. It's got to go through phases. And so it's the same concept. And so we have a lot of different ways to really tap in with cryptos, but I'm really fascinated by futures just because we've seen the markets take a dip for the last 18 months, right?
Yep.
And how do we enjoy how do we enjoy these dips in prices? So let's say you want to keep your portfolio as it is and hodl, if you will, right? But you want to make money on the downside because you understand the technicals, right? How do futures work? Like, I know you guys are diving into this every single day. Take me for a spin here, man.
Yeah, no, let's go through it. Can I talk about the banks real quick before I forget?
Please, let's have this conversation.
Let's talk about this, and I want to show you why you need to why you need to trade futures. Okay, why you need to be a part of this company. So I want to actually take you to the government website, the FDIC, and and I'm going to take you through everybody through this. Okay. This year, 2023, there has been 3 of the worst bank failures in human history this year. Okay. Or in the past 12, yeah, all this year, actually,
Yeah, that's
2023.
awesome.
Okay. You guys see this First Republic. Now I have Chase. I went in to sign into my Chase account a couple hours ago. It literally in the top, JP Morgan has now
Yeah.
purchased Public Bank.
I
so,
saw that.
so the banks are letting us down. But Mike, is this the first time they've ever done this? Let me take you back a little bit. And I was I was a little bit too young to capitalize financially, but I want to take you back to 2007. I want to show you something here.
Yeah, I was like 12.
Yeah, watch this. 3 banks. Not that this is 86 million. I don't know what that is. 15 million. Not that big of banks, right? Small banks. 2007. Now, I believe where we're currently at now could be an 06, 07 type vibe. And get what I'm saying here.
I mean,
Watch.
it looks worse.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of documentaries on sentiment and like what was actually happening. Like there was some warnings, but like we're literally seeing bank failures on, like, I mean, these are like 10, 11, 12 figure institutions just.
Yep. Watch this, bro. So remember 08 was like the year that everybody talks about, but it was really like 09. So look at 2008. Look how many bank failures there were. That's not even the worst part. Watch what happens 1 year later in 2009, which I believe, and I really wasn't too involved. Look how many bank failures failed in 2009.
Jeez.
These are
Every month.
United States banks every single month. And I think this is what we're going into. But look at 2023. Yes, we've had 3 of the worst, but if these are failing, what do you think is going to happen to other banks? So I'm not telling this to scare you. I'm telling this definitely to prepare you, and hopefully you get ready and you realize that the money in your bank is just some numbers that can be controlled. That, I went to do a withdrawal for not even a lot of money the other day, like a very small amount of money. They didn't even have it. And I was like, I have to go to Europe. I had to go to another bank. That's the game that we're playing. It's not for you. You look at what's taking place. Even centralized exchanges today like Bittrex. This is why we don't leave our crypto on any exchanges. This is obviously not that good
This
here.
is happening.
Yeah, today, a couple hours ago.
Oh yeah, I was definitely asleep during this. That's actually kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean I think Coinbase is bigger, but that's one of the biggest ones. Hence why we probably.
Who did you just say?
I mean, if Bittrex can fall, I don't think Coinbase will for many other reasons.
Coinbase has the right connections to stay up.
Yes, yeah, we're on the same page there. Our credit unions, that's a whole nother conversation. They could fall as well.
Credit crunch.
Yeah.
Incoming.
Anything like that can go down. I'm not saying they will. It's not financial advice. Okay. So coming into futures, well, how big is this market? Now, there's 2 words you're going to hear me use. One is futures, one is derivatives. Okay. With futures, hopefully you're taking notes. It's I buy something. There's an expiration date. Maybe it's a week, a month, a year. Let's say I buy oil at this price and I hold it for 3 months. There's a contract that says I have to hold it. And in 3 months, if price is above or below, based on what I do, I make or lose money.
Yep.
Now, what we're doing is more on the derivative side where there's no expiration. Now, Mike, why should I pay attention? Each square represents about $100 billion.
This is such a cool graphic.
It is. Silver, crypto. This is U.S. military spending, the budget.
Yearly.
Points, balance sheets, billionaires, gold, Fortune 500, the U.S. stock market, the money supply, the U.S. global debt, and we got a lot of it.
Keep going.
The global real estate, global wealth. Look at how big the derivatives market is. Examples of derivatives, you guys can see that here. We're doing swaps and all that stuff as well. So hopefully I have your attention here. And one thing that we're doing on our platform is we trade live in the morning, every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. It has now become the #1 channel on the English side of things. We're being translated in French, Italian. We're going to have this thing in every single language. And it's a session, a live session that you can come to and get live ideas. Now, there's many platforms that you can trade. For this call, I'm going to show you a decentralized platform called Gains. Now, there's so many other ones, right? There's one called GMX. GMX is doing even more volume, right? Gains has done 37 billion in volume. GMX has done 130 billion in volume, where there is no broker, okay? Where you can have custody. Let's close all these tabs. You can have custody of your crypto in your wallet, and you can have possession of your crypto. And until you go into a trade, the money stays in your wallet. So if I click here, start trading, okay, we're going to do this on the Polygon network. I would simply, let's move this down. I would simply connect my wallet, Mike, and then whatever account balance I have, it will be in DAI, which is a stable coin. So just think of DAI like dollars, okay? And I'm going to pay the fees, like small little fees, like 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents in the Polygon crypto, which is, you know, you could have like $10, $20 in here, and that can last you like weeks of trading. And then when when a guest, or it's not a guest, when a student comes into our live sessions, we are looking at the markets live. So let me take you through one of our classes a couple of days ago, just as an example. You can know nothing about crypto, nothing about trading, know the basics. And this was a setup that I gave on Arbitrum. How many of you took this setup, right? We give you the zone. We give you the entry zone. We give you the risk, and we give you the exit. And this actually hit the entry and it hit the exit. And this was a 1 to 4 risk to reward setup. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool because our students can come in here. For example, Gains allows us to trade 45 different cryptos. We're sticking with a lot of the bigger ones. But you look at some of the prices. You look at ApeCoin at $3. You know, Mike, why do you trade futures? Well, I want you to look at that spread right there. If you're a trader, you know sometimes the spread can be against you. No, you can't get funded, but you can choose your leverage. So let's say I have $200. Now, we will never support or condone more than 10 leverage. On MetaTrader 4, if you're already a trader, okay, you have like 1 to 100, 1 to 200, 1 to 500. It's already kind of like set. And all, for example, this platform is a little bit different. What this platform says is you have to have minimum, I don't have my wallet connected, but you have to have minimum of 1,500 contracts. So right here, it's at 900. It needs to be at 1,500 for you to execute that trade. So you can really keep it simple. You can really use smaller amounts, take one trade at a time, and grow that account with very low fees, pretty much no spread. The Bitcoin sell idea that we caught down, we had students take that on futures with no spread. Like, this was a very big move for a lot of people.
That's nice. Yeah, I mean, you're catching like 2,000 pips on that. And that risk reward, is nasty.
So like at spot price, okay, this moved 6%, right? Like spot Bitcoin price. With leverage, okay, let's say you had 1 to 10 leverage, and your collateral, whatever your collateral was, this could have been about 50 to 60% of your collateral. And the collateral is not what you're willing to risk. You see this stop loss right here? Let's say I was going to do a buy on Bitcoin. I actually would type in the stop loss, and we actually give that to the students on our live sessions. So we give you what numbers really to kind of put in your app. You can, yeah. It's Corinne has a session on how to do it, but yes, you can demo trade it using this other network right here, practice account.
Mumbai, sick.
Yep. And this is just one of them. So, like for example, let's say we were going to buy Bitcoin right now. This is not an idea. And let's say this was a session. Let's say I had $150 in my account. I'm not risking $150. I'm risking whatever my stop loss is. So this would be $10. And let's say I wanted to target 28,400 or 28,500, 600, whatever. I'm risking 10 to make 50. Very interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to teach you guys this. If you're new here, inside of the DCX Futures favorite sessions, we have some videos that break this down, and we'll be here to help you guys when you guys get involved. So yeah, bro, futures has been a lot of fun. People love it. If you're outside of the United States, there are some very big platforms that you can use that do a lot of volume. Binance Futures does 52 billion right now. They did 52 billion today in volume. Bybit. So there's a lot of liquidity in the futures or derivatives market.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. You're just speaking all types of languages that I like to hear. That's all I gotta say.
Come on. US residents, this is a decentralized platform. Gains GMX is a decentralized platform, so there's no like broker or anything like that. Those are some platforms you can take a look at. Mona asks, for new members, where do you recommend to start? So for crypto in general, the IM Center is where you'll start, and you'll go through the DCX Academy when you get involved with crypto. So all of our academies right here, I'll just show everybody real quick. The all-in package gives you access to everything, which is obviously what you see here: forex, TBX, DCX. So this is where you'll start if you are new to crypto. If you want to learn futures, you can come into our favorite sessions and watch the first 3 videos. Okay. Do you recommend that we finish the entire academy before we go live? I would say you need to have at least the 100 series down packed. The 100 series of the leverage and the 100 series of the exchange, and then come on, go live. And when you look at any schedule here, yes, we trade futures with crypto, pretty much any crypto. You know, there's some basics educators. We have Nancy and Corinne, who are some of the basics educators. Corinne does a DCX Fast Start, so does Nancy. And then you guys can come on to my session and Kurt's and NFT Tuesday, which is tomorrow. There's so many incredible classes. Mike, I think you're muted.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I lost, since you were a host, I couldn't unmute myself.
Okay.
So I was just like there waiting. But you know, there's a lot I think to take in here for just different types of styles, you know, and I think that's one of the things that I've come to understand is trading it's not going to be the same for everybody.
Yeah.
Investing, it's not going to be the same for everybody. And you can have, you know, some of the best strategies out there, but if it doesn't really resonate with your character and you're not willing to change, sometimes it's just like, okay, let me just do what kind of leans into my strengths. And so, you know, I understand what it's like to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and have responsibilities and just kind of be able to do this and kind of get into the swing of things. So I think futures is one of those things that, especially if you're just kind of naturally inclined into crypto. Like I came into this just for trading and it didn't really matter what it was. But I think crypto, it's kind of like, yeah, of course it is about money, but it's also kind of bigger than just money. It's about like kind of our fundamental rights, you know, like our freedoms of ownership and kind of what that stands for, and having that sovereignty when it comes to our money. And so I think naturally sometimes we get some people kind of just lean into crypto because it's like, yeah, of course it's about money, but also it's bigger. And you know, kind of seeing that not only can you day trade crypto and futures, but the fact that you also can retain ownership the whole time through decentralized
Well,
platforms, like that's cool. And I hadn't really seen that before.
mm,
That's something that is a bit newer to me. Like I've been familiar, like I've used certain platforms where you can kind of stay anonymous if you're holding or if you're withdrawing under a specific amount of crypto
yeah,
at a time. But yeah, man, this is really, really valuable. Like I think in the crypto space, it doesn't matter who you are. I think you can kind of find your like your homies. You know, you kind of find
yeah,
like, where do I fit into this big world? And it's cool to have people like you and people like Kurt and obviously Nancy and the whole squad that are kind of just making sure people are doing things the right way and also
yeah,
keeping emotions in the right
yeah,
place. Because I think the way like we've kind of structured our education, we're not incentivized by whatever you
yeah.
do, you know? So we've set it in a way where it's like, here's how to do things safely, responsibly, and to be here for a good time, but also a long time.
Facts. Yeah, the company, bro, is structured in a way that you can make 10 million trading, you can make 10 cents trading. We make nothing on that, and we never will. And there's no like hidden agenda. It's you get
Yeah.
started, you learn the skill, and go crush it, and tell some people about it if you choose to, which is what I've done. You've done. We've both made a significant amount of income doing that, but it's requires some work. But
Yeah.
what doesn't require work? It's hard.
Right.
It's not
You
easy.
choose your hard.
Yeah, you're in Thailand right now, so like I'm sure it's really hard out there, right?
Mhm.
It's what
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning.
It's 9
So
a.m.
difficult. I saw the pool at your spot. You know, it's cool.
Yeah,
You know,
very
great
cool.
pool. So you choose, right? I'm going to Europe, bro, for 45 days. I leave in a couple weeks. We're gonna probably speak to like 15,000 people in 45 days throughout this entire tour. And it's like, Mike, why are you doing that? 10 years in the game, XXXX earnings, because this is a lot bigger than Mike Navarrete, than Mike Sotero. You don't have to be named Mike to make money here.
It
You just
helps.
have to
It helps.
it helps. You got to see people change their name. Let's look up all the mics on here. We got 3 or 4 of them. So you just have to
You are
get started.
destined for greatness.
Yeah, you just have people just have to get started, and don't question how long it's going to take, because we don't know that. We're not genies or magicians, but we are people just like you that got started, that took this seriously, and every day that goes by, there's opportunities that you may or may not get again. I don't know, but I know where we're at now in crypto, for example. I know like the price points, and I know what potentially can happen before like maybe a bigger crash. Um, Mike, let me ask you a question. Are you in the sentiment of, we go, let's talk price. Bitcoin, what do you think is more probable right now? Bitcoin back to 20, or Bitcoin to like 40 or 50 and then back to 20? What do you think happens first?
I'm leaning 20.
21st?
I'm leaning 21st. Yeah, it depends. For me, like
Yeah.
I'm kind of the guy where there's kind of like I need certain things to be happening to really give you that kind of clarity.
Yeah.
But if we go under 26.5 and we hold that price for a
Mhm.
day at least, then I think we'll go to 20. If we don't, if we slip under 26.5, but it's just brief, then I think we keep
Yeah.
pushing.
I agree. I'm with you.
Mhm.
So, regardless of either way, you're a guest on here, or you're not taking this as seriously and you should. Um, there's opportunity that's going to show up in the next couple weeks, next couple months. So get started. Somebody asked, Brian, that gets released tomorrow on socials. The entire tour. We had to finalize one more city. We just added Norway. So yes, that'll be dropped tomorrow. If anybody was on this call in Europe, shout out to you guys for staying awake. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's cool. You're announcing your tour tomorrow. I'm announcing mine in 10 minutes.
All right, maybe I'll see you somewhere.
So I won't be in Europe. I'll be in the US. I know looks like Brian will be in Europe, so definitely link up. And
Okay.
so I know that you're actually about to do a boot camp.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
let's
before we wrap this up, what's that look like? What you got cooking? I'm gonna give you a
yes.
there
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
thanks, bro. So look, before I go to Europe, I wanted to do something for everybody. If you guys don't know, I do about 2 courses per year. These courses are valued at about $3,000 to $5,000. You get access to it literally for free when you get started. So you can take a screenshot of this, put it in your team chats, post it on socials. This is actually starting next Wednesday. It's going to be a 4-day boot camp. The first day is going to be clarity in crypto and DCX. So you don't know anything about crypto. Where do I start? What wallets? All that stuff. Day 1. Day 2, we're going to be on the charts. Some of the concepts, psychology, looking at the markets, all that stuff. What do you need to know on the charts? Kind of taking all the clutter and making it very simple. Day 3, it's titled "The Future is Bright." What do you think I'm talking about on that day? Talking about futures. Okay. Somebody's like, are you talking about the vision? No, I'm talking about futures. It's just a cool title. And then day number 4 is I'm going to talk about how to prepare yourself for the
Mhm.
next bull run. Okay. Which I think it's God willing, we're under 20. God willing, we're at 20K next week, next weekend. But these will all be inside of Go Live in the channel of myself and Kurt. And yes, they will all be recorded in there. It'll be used as a course. This may be the only course I do this year, so don't miss it. You need an all-in package to get access, or an empowered package, or DCX in that package. So put a 1 in the chat if you're going to be there. Don't lie.
This is awesome, bro. Appreciate all the value you're doing, and obviously safe travels out in Europe. How long are you gonna be out there for?
I leave in end of May. I come back in July. So no
Oh, we
flight back yet.
flipped. I'll be back in the US end of May, and I leave the US.
Dude, we just can't hang out. But I'll see you in Cancun though for our
Yeah,
trip,
I'll see
our
you in
team trip.
Cancun. Boot camp starts next Wednesday, right?
Yes, next Wednesday. I'm gonna post this in my pip talk right now, so don't worry. And
Perfect.
let's go.
Appreciate
Appreciate
your
you
time.
guys. Have a good night. And if you're a guest, get plugged in, get started, make the decision, and we'll be here to help you. Mike, appreciate the invite, brother. See you guys soon.
Of course. Take care, family. Y'all catch the recording on YouTube, right? Peace.